Oswald, you gloriously clever bastard. I love ya. If I can just drag you out of the TV and give you a big old hug and a kiss on the forehead, I'd do it. Wow. I mean, I love villains like this. I love seeing the beginnings of villains. It's just so interesting to follow their journey. Because to see a villain already in power and already, having an army in his control, just like, yeah, I've got all this power and everything. I'm ready to take over the world. It's like, I've seen that countless times. It's so much more interesting to see how he got that power. They all have to start somewhere. And especially when it starts small, it just makes it all the more fascinating. It's like you're growing with them. You're going on that journey with them. And that's always fun. But either way, let's get to Jim's story throughout this episode of Gotham. Jim, of course, is shocked that Oswald is still alive, and in fact horrified, because if other people find out he's alive, it'll ruin everything he's worked for. All the secrets, Barbara will be in danger, he will be in danger. So, of course, he's really mad at him. But at the same time, he's curious as to what kind of help Oswald can give him. He needs some backup. He needs someone he can talk to and trust when there's no one else he can talk to. And I will say, I kind of mad at Barbara in this episode. Not so much, but I just find it so annoying. She's constantly asking, can't you tell me your secrets? Why can't you trust me? And of course, she's keeping secrets of her own. She used to be a lesbian. She had, relationships with the Montoya? I think that's her name. I just call her bitch most of the time when I'm watching the show, because that's how she acts. But either way, not important. Barbara, is constantly keeping secrets. She finally reveals in the hopes, that Jim would also tell her his secrets. And of course, he doesn't do that because his secrets can actually get both of them killed. But my concern was, she's constantly saying, if you can't let me in, then you gotta let me go. You gotta trust me. And then I'm thinking, like, trust you? The last time he told you anything about his job or what he was doing, you went to the press and told people. He could have gotten fired if people found out about that. He could have been attacked by the people who were kidnapping these children if you got caught. What is wrong with you? Of course he's not gonna tell you shit. You can't be trusted to keep a secret. But either way, she's probably going to be gone for a couple episodes. It's going to cause Jim to go through that whole obsessed cop phase. He's going to sleep in the office. Who knows? And really, that's all there. I mean, with the actual crime, it was kind of the basic hitman, land fighting and stuff like that. It's like, okay, Morone and Falcone, they want Arkham, they want the asylum, they want housing and dump sites, and it is interesting. It was the whole behind the scenes things that wasn't. Is it because it was the basic hitman? He's working for both people because he wants money, of course, and he's just killing people. All right, and then eventually you find him. Okay, that's about it. So on that aspect, the actual crime this time wasn't that interesting. And the only other two things that were interesting, besides Oswald, of course, was Fish and her want to make these two girls fight for a job. Now, when I saw these two being forced to, pound each other and possibly kill each other, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell at the end if she killed her or not. All I kept thinking was, am I supposed to feel bad here? Am I supposed to be shocked? Like, oh my god, I can't believe she's making them do this. Like, because all I kept thinking was, yes, thank you. That's how all people today should get their jobs. Fuck having the skills. Fuck having the background and the courses at school or any of that shit. Like, no, you want a job here? You gotta fight these other five, candidates too. It's like, okay, let's do it. And all you get is a broken leg, a black eye, a bloody nose, and he's like, congratulations, you get to be our janitor. Like, woohoo! Yes! Because now I can imagine all the jobs, all workplaces offering that way. It's like, you want to work in this movie theater? You gotta fight each other to the death. It's like, but the pet store doesn't make us do that. All they expect us to do is punch each other until we're unconscious. It's like, well, those guys are pussies. Here, you gotta use swords if you want to work the popcorn machines. Like, oh man, this is awesome. But either way, other than that, there really wasn't else except for Oswald. He was the only one that just kept me so fascinated in his conniving plans, just like to take over this restaurant. It's like, apparently, and it's so smart the way they did it, because it made me feel like, okay, so he's taking advantage of this whole gang war. He knows how the game is played, and that's why even the audience, I did not see that coming. It's like, oh, he's just finding any little thing to take advantage of. It's like, no, he's working behind the scenes too. He's pushing things in a certain direction that will help him. Because when these robbers come into the restaurant and kill people and try to take the money that Marone has stashed there, and I just assume, oh, it's Falcone's man. Of course, he's going to attack one of his businesses. Bing, bang, boom. Penguin just took the advantage at the very last second. It's like, ooh, here's my chance. And and get in good graces with Marone. But we later find out that these 3 random thugs were actually working for Oswald. And it was just like, yeah, you rob this place, you get all this money, and in return, I get a bigger position of power in Marone's army. And it's just like, damn. And of course, he had to close all loose ties. Like, hey, here's some, here's some food. Eat here. It's like, oh, thank you. It's poison. And of course, he gets all the money. He's just, damn, Oswald, you beautiful bastard. And it just makes me all the more interested to find out where he's going. Where is he going to end up? Is he going to become the next crime boss like he wants to be? Is he going to be taken down by Jim or another gangster who finally sees, hey, this guy's rising in power, and like, that's a bad thing, we've got to take him down? Who knows? Or is he going to succeed and become a new crime lord like we would expect Penguin to be? Penguin is a big criminal, but in other variations, you always find out that he was already born rich. He was born into nobility. He's like, yeah, I had all this money. I was bored. The fuck is like, that's kind of boring. I mean, the only interesting thing was he looked like a penguin. But in here, he's a human being. He's just a squirmy little guy. And he's planning. He's always planning. He's starting at the bottom as a dishwasher, but he's moving himself up in the world. It's like, wow, that is amazing. I would love to see how far you can go. Like, really, just how more intelligent can you present yourself to me? It's like, damn. But either way, great episode. Loved it. I can't wait for the next one. I'm hoping it's just more of Oswald, scheming in the shadows. Like, yes, I'm going to turn everyone against each other and then swoop in when they're all dead and gone. It's like, yes. And I want to see more people fighting for jobs. I'm sorry. It's just hilarious. Don't ever put me in charge of a store, because I'll force the employees to fight to see who closes shop tonight. I'm just fascinated by that. I'm sorry. It's kind of a sick thing to actually think about, but I really do think we should all fight for our jobs. That's just my opinion. Either way, great episode. Loved it. Can't wait for the next one. Till then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.